Who posted my nudes on Twitter.com? I'm sorry, I just saw a few Eggman memes today, and I was feeling it. So sometimes you really gotta feel that Eggman empire, you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all ever just Eggman? It was me. It was Nobu. You posted my nudes on Twitter.com. And you pissed on my wife. Oh, nuts. This is no good. Well, I guess nothing left to do except go forward with art. Nothing left for me but art. Lock myself away in a cabin in the woods with my 70 alternative accounts and just never see anyone ever again. I'm sure that'll go well. Anyway, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm alright. I was chilling today, playing some Monster Hunter. I have in fact beaten the final boss of Monster Hunter Generations, and what was I thinking of? So we'll probably do this week. I'll probably start the stream by fighting that solo one more time. Heck, that will probably even let me make the switch axe for it, which will be fun. And then, and then we'll move on to trying to fight Fatalis. But first, we're gonna make book art. It's one of the reasons I started to do Alex's story as a book, is because it means I can really take my time making the art better. This is the last thing I was working on. This is kind of him lurking. Should this be my new lurk emote? Just Alex hunched over someone's shoulder. Not at all creepy. We're not gonna actually spend all day on this, but actually, real quick, what I would like to do is add some detail to his ponytail. You know? I don't know how ponytails work in real life, given that I've never grown my hair past like my ears, but I have an idea. I've known people who've had ponytails, so you know, same thing. It makes me perfectly capable to write and accurately depict them. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of this drawing. I think there is some detail to leave, which, like, the reason we're not doing this is that there's only going to be some detail I need to add here, like some lighting on his jacket and what was I thinking of? And his little brooch, or his little brooch. But that's not exactly worth all that'll do is cut into any other work time on stream. So I'm gonna leave that for later. Instead, what I'd rather do is I'd rather work on actually making a cover for the book, because I want the illustrations to be black and white with screen tones, but we should make a full color cover for the book. I think that would be fun. Nope, not that. Oh wait, actually, you know what I should also do? I should also probably, I had a reference I got on my phone just before stream, and I have forgotten to add it. Oh, stealth.
Who's that?
I was like, I don't know if Discord will be correct so that friends can join. And then as I looked over, friend has joined, and I can hear you, so that's good. Stealth, have you ever been to Los Angeles, California?
No.
Okay. Gotcha. So you haven't seen its massive technological citadel jutting out of the surrounding desert?
No.
A thing that's definitely real and I haven't made up? No, wait a minute, Cahill. I'm starting to think you made that one up.
Yeah, just starting to.
Just starting to. I'd ask how you're doing, but I mean, we spent a lot of this weekend hanging out already, so it'd be weird if I missed something. It'd be wild. Well, I'm not about to tell you. I'm not about to say on stream what you told me the other day from one of your fellow lawyers, but I mean, I will say it was insane, and I didn't know that about you or the people you worked with. So.
Oh, you're talking about what happened to that dude?
Yes, that dude. That, you know, like, there's plenty of things where I'm like, I can say that online, like, people won't be able to, like, glean anything from that. But I imagine that part was probably in the news, so people might be able to glean something from it. It'd be wild if it wasn't in the news. What the fuck else are they talking about if not something like that?
Yeah, no, it definitely made news.
Yeah, it'd be... Like, I know the American news cycle is fucked, but, like, come on. That's something. What was I thinking of? Have you left Texas at all, ever, or no?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay. Where did you go?
I've been to Louisiana, I've been to Mexico, I've been to New Mexico,
Oh.
Arizona, Utah, and Colorado.
So so you have in fact been to all the desert places.
Yeah.
Most of the desert places are great country, and even a little bit of Mexico has to offer. Fucking, I love how... I remember seeing a picture of, like, the US-Mexico border at one point, and the Mexico side looked infinitely funner. And I was just like, I don't know what this says about the current state of affairs, but there's something here. I don't know how scale works, is the thing.
You don't know how scales work?
I don't know.
You just stand on them.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make a lizard joke. A joke about lizard scales. You don't know how scales work? You carve them off the monster for after a successful hunt. Dun 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 dun. I'm sorry. Dun 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 dun. We do love a monster hunter.
Bellsprings comes and brings you from the stratosphere.
Fucking honestly. Yeah. Nobu, I'm kind of glad Nobu wasn't there for one of our hunts. I think today specifically. Yeah, it was today. Because Stealth was just like, damn it, generations, specifically generations, and he's valid to do so, but that game was not spared his wrath, because there are some contrived things in Dearest Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. So
Oh, like, literally my complaints were the stuff outside of the hunt.
yeah.
It's just the everything outside of the
Which, I
hunting.
mean, you could say about any Monster Hunter, really, but definitely the further back you go, the worse it gets. So, it's understandable. Alright, I need to pause screen real quick because I'm going to airdrop something from my phone. And I don't need a bunch of file bullshit popping up on stream out of nowhere. No one wants to see me organize my Mac computer. They do like hearing the noises my Mac computer make, though, so... Okay. I just need a man, you know?
Me too.
You do? I can get you one.
Yeah.
For a reasonable price.
Well, no.
Well, wait. Now you hold on there. Let me import this, and then I will go off of pause screen, which I am saying out loud so I don't forget to go off of pause screen. You know, the thing I love to forget. Brain don't work sometimes. Stealth, do you have any special plans for the holiday? Which I always forget about. What is Labor Day about? Is it about the laborers? Are we in a communist country?
Some people are saying it.
A new trend. Angry. What was the thing? Deja was texting me, and I should window you. Okay. Hey Nobu, I was so ready to ban you like a bot, but I have recognized you as Nobu, so we're all good. It was a close one there, though. I'm not gonna lie. I see a hyperlink pop up in chat, and my finger's already on the trigger. So this does leave a lot of space in the sky, but I am kind of going for that. So I don't know. Maybe we leave it. Don't you just love a blue sky on a clear day? I say that, but every time I see clear skies outside, I'm like, it's gonna be fucking hot, and I don't like that. I don't need all that. Okay. Actually, I should probably... I can... No, I should make a new sketch. I like using the same sketch layer, but... What was I thinking of? Like, for these purposes, it would be smartest to make a new one. Start from scratch, if you will. You know, I don't think I've ever asked you this stuff. Do you prefer the cold or the heat?
Generally prefer the heat.
Well,
I don't do well in the cold.
Now, do you think that has anything to do with the place you've grown up? Or do you think it's just like, no, cold's just bullshit?
I mean, almost certainly has something to do with it.
You'd be surprised. I've said this before, but I've often thought about like unethical science in that kind of field, you know, where it's just like, what would happen if someone was raised in these conditions? And then it's like, well, to do that, really, you'd have to isolate someone from the rest of humanity, and you probably shouldn't do that. So, well, I guess we'll never know. Unethical science isn't as cool as the movies make it out to be. I'll be real. It's usually just grass. I know there was a lot of messed up stuff in like the 40s and 50s. It didn't have to do with Roswell. No aliens, just people being gross. I don't know how to draw a human. Can it be aliens? I mean, it'd be enticing. Would you be excited to hear that there are aliens? Yes or no?
It'd be cool, but also concerning.
Parrot. Yada yada Stanford prison experiment. I think that's definitely one of them I've heard about. But hey, I'll tell you that much. I haven't. Whenever I hear about unethical science experiments from the 20th century, I actively try to avoid hearing more about it. Very good pair. It's Gus. We love Gus. We're very excited for Epic Mickey Remastered. I cannot wait.
For Epic Gus?
For Epic Gus, the spiritual successor to Epic Mickey, where not a lot happens because you can just kind of teleport literally anywhere, as Gus's powers are.
Weirdly uninteresting Gus?
Not all too fucking compelling Gus, because it oversimplifies everything. Ironically, that's what the fucking book's about. Because I was like, I'm going to make a character who theoretically could just wave away any problem. But he doesn't because social anxiety. This man's arm is so weirdly long. Why did I find a picture of a man with the world's longest arm for reference? Stealth is cute and good. He's pretty neat. I saw it after we were done with Generations. I saw him hunting with Pig, and he was doing a pretty dang good job. He was holding it together, and so was Nobu. But we've had Damn it! I said it out loud! I said out loud I wouldn't stay on the be right back screen. Mother...
Well...
Yes?
I mean, I think we both knew that this was going to happen.
Did we?
Well, I knew that this was going to happen.
Ah, thank you. Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I was confident that this would happen.
Oh my... I was confident in your consistency, Cahill, if nothing else. Fun fact about Alex, main character of this book, he doesn't really have pockets in his coat. His coat's just kind of gooey. So he just kind of slips his hands in there. It doesn't normally just have pockets. I don't know if I've said that on stream before, but I'm saying it now because I'm drawing him with his hands in his pockets. Anyone here have hitchhiker thumb? Is that a thing? Is that why this man's arm is so weird? I mean, I wasn't specifically calling out his thumb, but I was asking this man's... What was I thinking of? About this man's thing. He doesn't have it. Damn. I should draw the head, because that's usually what you use to proportion stuff out. I've probably asked you this before, Stealth, but have you gone to the beach, like, growing up and stuff, or nah?
A little bit, yeah.
No, okay. And you wrote...
In Texas, or at least specifically where I'm in Texas, our beaches are shitty because we get, like, literally all the fucking, like, gunky shit from the Mississippi.
Oh, that's fun. So
Yeah, it's really not.
You're in, like, the armpit of America, really, when you think about it. Like, your beaches are, anyway.
In a way.
In a way. Well, actually, wouldn't that be the gooch? Because if Florida is the phallus of America, then the top coast for the Gulf of Mexico would be like the grundle for America. It is a way of looking at it. And to be so clear, this doesn't apply for Mexico because all the borders are changed around, and thank God for them, they don't have a Florida. But for America specifically, that does make up the grundle. So, does anyone else ever think that America, as it looks right now, I mean, I guess continental America, minus Alaska and what's it called, Hawaii, looks like a goldfish, like the cracker goldfish? Because I think that a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you. Would 100% believe Alabama is the grundle state. Well, so this is just another reason I can't actually run for office, because, you know, everyone's talking about, like, oh, they need to...
Among other things.
Among other things. You know, it's like right now everyone's talking about, like, oh, well, this state is voting this way, this state is voting this way, and meanwhile you'll have me up here being just like, Florida is the penis, and Alabama forms a part of the grundle, and everyone's like, well, I know we're not voting for. That being said, I see what makes the ballots in Florida, so I'm not really too worried about it. Also, my fucking shit is freezing. Uh-oh. This is a very big canvas I'm working on. Have I stayed it? How's stream doing? I hope stream's okay. But yeah. I don't know. Honestly, fucking, the more I think about it over the years, the less I've wanted to be any form of politician, which probably isn't a wildly weird take for a lot of people, but you know.
Yeah, you inevitably kind of sell your soul a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, as a kid,
even if you stay on the right side of most issues,
yeah,
there's going to be some perverse incentives.
And I have no desire to interact with any of that. I can just go into entertainment and get influenced that way.
Ideally.
Yeah. And hopefully it's doing stuff I like that doesn't involve, you know, selling my soul. Blue from Blue's Clues?
No, Zenogre whimpering.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking... If you talk too much about fucking monsters whimpering, Juice will show up in no time. And then we'll have to have that conversation on stream, so...
But I like Juice.
No, I like Juice too. But we can't start off the conversation with monsters whimpering. So...
Why not?
No.
It's something that they have a very particular interest in.
A particular taste, if you will.
They would like to taste, yes.
No, my lord. Sure we can. Oh, Lord. What was I just thinking about? Me and Stealth are making jokes at the expense of Gravios, and by extension all boomers, because Gravios in Monster Hunter is just an old man. And I remember... Oh, right. They're... Okay, I won't actually say what I said on stream. It was just a reference to a TikTok meme. But I was just like, Grandpa, how do you know about that? That's not for you. And I was thinking about that in terms of monster fucking. If anyone's had to explain monster fucking to their grandparents, let me know down in the comments below.
Grandpa's seen a cloaca or two in his time, youngin'.
I love the lizard titties.
Grandpa, please.
I've played Skyrim. I know all about some monster fucking or two.
No, let him cook. This is like the best thing he's talked about in years.
This is the cleanest conversation we've had by far. It's the only one that didn't include some kind of racist epithet, so I prefer the monster fucking. Sometimes grandparents can be fun. Not all grandparents, but some grandparents. I've said this many times, but the person who made a post about a green moon for 420 on Facebook and thus made me explain what that joke was about to my grandma, who excitedly texted me about it. Hey, that was pretty funny, but also don't ever fucking do that again. Don't prank my grandma. She's nice.
Funny.
She's good. She's good old person. I adore her. I have heard that. I've heard that fucking senior living homes get horny as all hell. So
It's a bit much.
it's a bit. I would not want to. Already working in a hospital, I have no desire to work in like a senior living home. I like helping people, but I don't think that would mesh well, very well with me. So I respect their gumption. The old people or the people taking care of them, and have to take them for STD testing. Does this look like syphilis to you?
Not gonna lie, a little bit.
Yeah. Unfortunately. The old folks. Yeah. Screw elderly care workers. The old people are where it's at. Was it the old because my grandparents are actually like they're with it. They're pretty much living on their own still. But I had an aunt who lived to be like well over 100. So I always forget what like fucking side of his face Alex's strand of hair comes down on. Is it this side? Yeah, it would be this side. He has not really bothered putting his whole hair into a ponytail. Hello, Pig. How are you? I hope well. Shout out to Mr. Pig, my beloved man who I've written 2 minutes of jokes for. Pig, you know, like, you were talking about that, and, like, you were saying in every Xenoblade game there's a District 9. So I was thinking just the first time we mentioned that, you just play the entirety of District 9, the movie, in the background while you're talking, and that'll just take care of the rest of the video. And then it's all free. So You let me know what you think about that. I can probably get a high quality rip. District 9 is public domain, right? All 2011 movies currently public domain. Colony 9, and only in 2 games. You fool, you absolute rube. Damn it! Okay, so we play Colony 9 for the sections about Xenoblade 1 and 3. And then for 2, we actually do work about the video. Does that work, sir? It was about 70 years ago, all around it. We're all so old now. Lord, I was looking at a thing. I was looking at clips from Lilo and Stitch today, and I remembered that Stitch loves Elvis Presley, and I was like, is the general consensus in Hawaii that they like Elvis Presley? And I was like, not only has it been like, I don't know, 60 to 70 years since Elvis has been alive, but also it's been like 20 years since Lilo and Stitch came out. So, truly no say. Truly no way to tell. Unfortunately. What did it? I do love whenever I see art memes on art whenever Freddy Jr.
Elsewhere Jr.
I do love whenever I see art memes online, and it's just like looking up reference because I forgot how to draw my own fucking character, and I'm like, me, I do that. One. I don't know why I don't always have a guide for like drawing trench coats online on my computer, because fucking I don't know how to draw trench coats. It's not like my main character wears them or anything. A stealth question. You're plugged into the gaming space, and you personally know Shigeru Miyamoto and Sakurai on a very deep level.
Yeah, that's correct.
Do you think there will be a Smash for the new Nintendo console, or do you think it's just like, nope, that's it, Ultimate, good luck?
I think we will get a new Smash. I think it will have a lot less characters.
Not fair. As long as it has Mega Man and Pac-Man, those are the only 2 I care about. So, you don't think they'll have Mega Man or Pac-Man? Those are just free checks for Bandai Namco and Capcom. So,
I was about to say, look, as long as they're still involved, then yeah. But who can say?
I don't fucking like. I know they're doing the Amazon anthology series, but I don't. Both of those characters, neither of those companies are really doing anything with. So I don't think it'd be wild to be like, hey, at least let them be in Smash. You absolute corporate assholes. You're not gonna let there be new games. At least let them be in the fighting roster.
No. No, give me money.
No, absolutely not. Stealth, would you be happy personally if, like, what was I thinking of, if the next Smash game was like a much smaller roster but far more technical and closer to what people like about Melee, with like different like, you know, strats and techniques to do?
Cahill, you've just basically said what my ideal Smash will be right now.
Well, that's what I was asking. We were talking about Project M before, and you were like, I don't know, no one knows what the M actually stands for. I'm like, well, this is a ripoff. But
I mean, I was kind of memeing about that, but
yeah. I do think you've voiced complaints about Ultimate before, right, Stealth? I'm not making that up, or you're like, no, it's fine.
I mean, it's much better than 4 and Brawl. Like as far as gameplay.
Yeah.
Brawl still rules because of the Subspace Emissary, but
that is an incredibly base take. Congratulations, Stealth. You've won. You've passed my test. But
I don't like its gameplay though.
That's fair. Would you
But
be
I do like the fact that the subspace emissary exists.
Oh my goodness. Swift entropy? That is wildly appropriate for the story I'm making. How are you doing? I hope well. Welcome on in. I hope you had a good stream. Swift raid. Is that like a cutlass? I love that. Shout out Swift entropy. I think I did that right. Overcooked 2. I hope you didn't overcook anything. Well, yeah, because my character right here, which I'm writing stories around, he's like a cosmic horror, and I would say entropy falls under that. So he's a cosmic horror who just wants friends. But yeah, welcome on in. I'm really flattered that you decided to raid me. If you don't know me, I'm Cahill. I'm an art guy who likes, drawing here and also playing games, anything from Dark Souls to Kirby. We've been playing Monster Hunter recently, and my favorite game of all time is coming out at the end of this month, so that's what you have to look forward to recently. But yeah, I hope you might stick around for a bit, check it out, and consider following. I'd love that, especially since I'm trying to make my living entertaining people. That's one reason I'm doing this. But yeah, thank you. Lord, I always get overcooked and what's it called? Played up. Yeah, overcooked mixed up. Overcooked and played up. I get those mixed up, which I think I just did. And I know overcooked is the one with like levels and an Onion King, but in my head they're just far too similar. Anyway, we've probably talked about this before, but Stealth, would you be disappointed if they just kind of managed to port Ultimate Remaster to the Switch 2? Or are you like gunning for a new Smash?
I mean, I'm fine with it as it is. I don't really need one.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, Project Plus is still, like, a thing, so I'll be fine. Like, whatever they want to do, however they want to code.
Honestly, that's another very base take, just because it's just like, I don't care. I have the thing I like already. They can do whatever now. Also, thank you, Swift. That's so nice of you. We love lurkers around here. I mean, if you've lurked, you know that I'm good fucking rambling on by myself like an insane person for eons, but, that's... I just appreciate the support in any way. But yeah. Heck, I'll say this. While I'm planning to, put the book up for money, because food and living, I'm planning to put all the art for it, like the different pictures and everything, up on the website for free perusal. So, once this is all done, it won't be hard to track down the images we're working on. But yeah, I'm so excited for Dearest Epic Mickey Rebrush coming out. That's what everyone has to look forward to. Heck, I might do an art stream then too of just Epic Mickey fan art instead of fuck my original projects. Fan art's where it's at, baby. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna take one break. Like, the way it's gonna work for anyone who doesn't know is I have taken the 24th and 25th, the 2 days Epic Mickey is releasing, off of work. So we're gonna stream basically all those 2 days. I'm going into work on Friday and probably just sleeping all that night, and then we're just gonna come back that Saturday and keep playing it more. 3 full playthroughs. Go on.
These people really don't know how to fight into Ebony Odo.
Oh no! What monster did you just say? I did not.
Ebony Odo. I just called him Ebony Odo.
I know, but I don't think I've heard that monster at all, let alone the shortened version. So that's why I was confused.
They just keep jumping at him.
Funny bunny. It's funny to jump at him.
No, Pegasus would definitely do better than these people.
Pegasus is good at games, quantifiably. We do love Pegasus J. Crawford, the real name of the first and most influential antagonist from Yu-Gi-Oh! So, You wish I was still alive, don't you?
Yes, you're a fun character.
He is. I was talking to Stealth because since we've been watching so much Yu-Gi-Oh. It's just like it's such a shame that Pegasus specifically exists in the part of Yu-Gi-Oh where they give the least fucks about following the game rules. So like you can go back and watch that arc and enjoy Pegasus, but then they duel and it's just like, well, none of this is right. So.
Oh, but I'm fine with it. I'm down for the fuckery.
I mean, absolutely fair. Thank you for the lurk, Swift. See you around. Up. Does anyone know how to draw perspective? Because I do not. So, that's fun. Also, I have just realized, like, I can't really... I'm messing with the horizon line here, so I can't really draw like that. Because this is the new horizon line.
How much dawn is there?
How much horizon? Oh, 0 dawn? There is 0 dawn, actually. Which is unfortunate. Because I'm tired. It's so crazy. If I needed to draw something for perspective, I commission you. So, well, that's why I've made this canvas 9 times large. Well, no, it would be 3 times larger than it needs to be to make sure I can do, because like I'm not trying to fuck around. I'm trying to make the drawings look good for this. Good. So, with that in mind, it's like I need a lot of room to make sure I get my perspective lines correct. Good. I do hope that at some point during an encounter in Echoes of Wisdom, Zelda just says good in a text box. I don't need it to be a straight up 1-to-1 recreation of the CDI scene, but just a little nudge, you know. Lord, I remember, I think I posted the video in like Pig's Discord, maybe my own, who knows. But I went to a Comic-Con. I think it was a Philly Comic-Con, not even New York or anything fancy like that. But the voice actress for Zelda was there, as in like Breath of the Wild Zelda. And I love Breath of the Wild Zelda. Link. The blood moon rises. Go get me Gatorade from CVS. And
Bambi for PS2.
I decided to ask her a question, which is whether or not she was aware or took any notes on the Zelda CDI game, since that was technically Zelda's first voice performance. And she was like, I knew about them, but I did not. I was not taking notes.
That is for the best.
Yeah. It was a very good answer from her. So.
I was aware and actively stayed away.
I was like, yeah, no. Good. No,
It is a good.
At this point, I almost feel like I can be described as a Breath of the Wild apologist, because I've seen enough people be like, actually, those games not good, and I'm like, well, no, wait. I think they're pretty neato.
I think that's a wildly small opinion.
I know, but I've made there's a few people, and to be clear, no judgment. You absolutely, if you're like, I didn't enjoy Breath of the Wild, that's totally fine. But both in narrative terms and gameplay terms, I adore those games. And like, what was I thinking of? And I like Zelda's characterization in them. So she's probably my favorite Zelda in a series literally named after that character. So it was cool to get to ask the voice actress a silly question. What was I thinking of? Yeah, I'm excited. That's part of what has me so excited for Echoes of Wisdom. Not necessarily, what was I thinking of? Not necessarily like writing or anything like that. It might have a good story. Who knows? Zelda, for being so simple most of the time, Zelda does occasionally have some banger writing. But more so that it is combining my two favorite types of Zeldas, which is the old school 2D and Breath of the Wild. I think you can kind of very clearly see those mixing, and I'm like, I need this in my veins. Also, chat question. I'd like to ask you something. So apparently Nintendo was like, we put out the timeline again with Breath of the Wild now, and they're like, Breath of the Wild is a vacuum space, and everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, it's not connected, it's its own thing, and everyone's like, I guess, but it got me thinking. One of the things I like whenever I play a Zelda is looking at Hyrule and how it's changed from one game to another. And I was like, could I just make my own timeline based off of like the physical changes of Hyrule? Laz! Oh, give me 1 second. Oh, I was just adding Laz. What were you saying, Sel?
You could.
I could. But do you think that would be a good stream? Do you think people would be like, yeah, I'd watch that? Or do you think everyone would be like, fucking nerd? Who even cares about timeline? Honkai Star Rail. Honestly, I need to play their new game. The animators got paid very well on that game, I hope.
Apparently, the sword and shield is the 10th most popular weapon in world.
How many weapons are there in world?
Like 12.
Oh, that's not poor sword and shield.
I always forget if it's 12 or 14 because, like, there's two of them that I just legitimately don't touch in any way.
Yeah. I need to work as I work up to fighting Fatalis in GU. I should work on sword and shields just because I need better ones, but also I am pretty confident in, like, I would like that to be my second weapon in Wilds.
It's funny. You're fighting your way to get prepared to fight Fatalis in GU, and Peg is fighting his way to get ready to fight Fatalis in World.
I like him a lot. Okay, I keep talking about it. Are you fighting Fatalis with sword and shield? I'm so proud of you. Also, thank you again for the raid, lad. Raid, Laz. I don't want to gloss over that. I've written one joke. Thanks. I don't mean to put the pressure all on you, Pig. But I do just want to be like, I can sit down for a day and grind out as much of this script as I can, but it's gonna take a while if I have to write down every single joke. So, I think the best way would be if we just work on different scenes and kind of, like collaborate in making different jokes across them, and that'll help get everything done on your video much faster. But obviously is Pig video, so you decide what you think will work best. I thought Pig was gonna be like, you're gonna be proud of me. I'm fighting Fatalis right now.
Piggy-o. Now in
Piggy-o.
Technicolor.
What's up, Laz? Miles Edgeworth is going to be in Among Us. You should be telling Pig that. I haven't played Phoenix Wright, but that is very exciting. Lord, they better. If Among Us really wanted to get people playing, I don't think I remember people after a while was like, Among Us is dying, but honestly, I'm always surprised how many times I see people still playing it, and I'm glad because I really like that game. But if they really wanted to get people hyped about it again, they would just have like a whole new Phoenix Wright crossover with like objections and all that kind of stuff. We do love enemies to lovers around here, except for Stealth, who doesn't get it. And you know what? Valid. Yeah.
I think it can be done okay.
You just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Stealth said...
Like, any situation where one person has killed other people that are important to the other person...
Yeah.
In any way, like... I don't think it works.
That's fair. Here's the thing, for me, that's always kind of the cutoff point for redemption, for like a character. It's like, I don't think a character should or really can be redeemed if they've killed multitudes. So, but I don't know. Maybe there will be a enemies to lovers mode in Among Us sometime soon, where you can just romance the imposter instead of reporting them. That's when world peace will be achieved.
Well, I mean, you have at least a couple players playing like they do, and playing like they have in each lobby.
Stealth, what were you saying to me about Skibbity Toilet in Call? And I was like, I'm going to execute you. Do you remember what the specific sentence you said was? Because my brain's already blacked it out.
Mine too.
we were talking something about, like, kids, what the kids like these days. And Stealth said something with Skibbity Toilet, and I was like, well, that's it. I have to kill you. You're going, you can, I'm not, this can't stand like this. There's Lance. The Lance is the objection pointing finger, and the shield is the attorney badge. Oh, a Monster Hunter crossover? That would be good. Were there any... Oh, yeah, there was a Sonic crossover, because I know there's been fun Monster Hunter crossovers. I really need to get those. Maybe if I get any birthday money, maybe that's what I'll spend it on. More so than, you know, because I'm probably going to get game gift cards, which I'll use for the Epic Mickey stuff, but then get the Sonic GameCube games, which I've been meaning to get. So, that's fun. I was like, have there been fun?
Yeah.
Have you played Sonic Heroes?
It's Cahill. It's my favorite Sonic game.
Mm.
Which is a horrendous take, I know.
No,
but...
I haven't played it, so I don't know. I genuinely want to get... I'll admit this much. I know I've been on some streams where some of my friends have been like, damn you, Aaron Hansen. I still like Game Grumps and Aaron, but I will admit that my early years with Game Grumps definitely colored my perspective on Sonic just a bit. And while I definitely don't think any of those games are made well, they can still be good. They can still be fun.
Embrace the cringe.
Exactly. So I really do want to get like Sonic Adventure 1, 2 Heroes and Shadow the Hedgehog, because I would love to be able to play those games on the original consoles. Do not give me those Steam ports. I have heard, again, in terms of not being made well, I've heard the Steam ports have some issues. So, you know. But we do love Funny Hedgehog around here. Funny Hedgehog! He's the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Pack! He's going to change the game again! He's gonna have a bunch of Link and Ziz summons and pendulum spells! Pendulum spells is not what Pegasus J. Crawford would have wanted for his game. It is not Funny Bunny. Yeah.
I know Pendulum summoned 3 copies of Funny Bunny.
I don't know how that works either. Fuck you. What was I just thinking of? Yeah, I feel like so much of me liking art and media is in part trying to experience stuff that isn't like quote unquote perfect, but still has lots of value in it. And you could definitely say that for plenty of Sonic games. That being said, I've heard people like Sonic Unleashed, but I really I can't. I'm sorry.
You don't like Chip? What the fuck?
No, Chip is actually the fine part. The bad part is the Werehog. What do you mean Werehog? First off, he's already a hedgehog. And second off, why are his arms stretchy? Why any of that, actually?
Kale.
Yes.
Kale.
Yes.
I think you know why.
I genuinely don't. Is it for porn? Are you trying to say it's for porn?
Like our good friend Chen.
Yeah, our good friend Chen.
That's what it's for.
Is really into the. You're saying not the stretchy arms, but the wear aesthetic in general.
The stretchy arms too.
Okay. is the bad game design. I don't even know about that. I'm not even going that far. Heck, I like Sonic Colors, and I know those are, you know, same kind of era and general idea. But that's the thing. They made Sonic Colors and Unleashed. They had games where you had like different modes and power ups that were good.
Has games.
Nintendo Switch does have games, and one of them is Sonic Colors Unleashed Ultimate Remastered.
The sky was so bright.
Yeah.
Colors feel so right.
Oh my god. And at least I just like something a bit more focused. I'm sorry. I can't focus on shit, but it's a Sonic game where you watch.
Something has to. If I don't, something has to.
Something has to what?
Have focus?
No.
Look, I can't focus.
I can't focus. I can't focus. I can't focus. Then who's flying the plane?
The stars feel so right.
Stealth, do you... okay. Let me pitch a scenario for you Stealth, okay?
I will not catch it. I'm horrible at sports ball.
Okay. Let me underhand a scenario to you, Stealth. Okay. So, you have, by hook and by crook, for some kind of big event, let's say... okay. Juice is getting married, okay? Juice has found the love of their life, and they're getting married. And they have invited you. Yeah, I know. And we're all very excited, except here's the difference between the rest of Juice's friends and you. No, you're the only one who's afraid of flying, right? But you manage to overcome it, and you get on a plane to get to Juice's wedding, okay? Are you with me so far?
I don't know how I'll get back.
Yeah, that's fine. You have decided just for you haven't even booked the return flight, but you have decided to get to Juice's wedding in a timely manner, and to make sure I'm ready for it, I will fly there, and you have managed to overcome your fears for it, okay? You are on the plane. Juice is having their wedding in a somewhat far off locale, so it's a long flight. You're on the plane, and sometime in the middle of the flight, an announcement comes over the speaker system, okay? The meals that you had, the beef, you had a burger,
yeah.
but they did offer fish, right? And
Ew.
unfortunately, well, that's what you said, and good intuition, because the fish was bad, okay? The fish was bad. In fact, it could almost be described as poisoned, okay? And both of the pilots are out of commission. Both of them are down for the count. And if someone doesn't take control of the plane, you're going down, okay?
And I'm guessing no one else is remotely qualified.
No one is remotely qualified, and here's the thing. You are actually one of a small group of people who didn't have the fish. So a lot of people on this flight are out of commission. And I mean, if you don't crash, the smell is gonna kill you. All right. So someone's got to land this plane.
Well, then let's just crash and get it over with. The smell's gonna kill me.
Well, okay. Hold on a minute. So are you saying you wouldn't be like, okay, I will do this. I will fly the plane with the help of air control.
Let me ask you this: is the smell killing me literal?
No. The smell, it just smells kind of bad because people are blowing up the toilet. All right.
Okay.
But like the smell won't actually kill you, but the plane will. Are you going to stop the plane from killing you? Yes or no?
I'm gonna try.
You're gonna try. Okay. You think in a life or death scenario you'd be able to take the reins of a plane and try something?
I think I'd absolutely give it a shot.
Gotcha. If you're gonna die, if the other option is just dying anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
Why would I not?
I don't know, because we had a whole discussion about you being terrified of heights and planes. So I was just like, I didn't know if you'd be like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing that.
And leave myself to tumble from the heights?
Yeah. Yes.
That
Listen.
makes literally no sense.
Yeah, fear isn't rational. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, but I think I'm like.
You're
even
rational.
In terrifying situations, I am still rational.
Gotcha. You guys in the back are already nauseous, so I'm gonna do a few barrel rolls. Play your way through an endless number of snakes. There are snakes on the plane. So okay. So
The snakes might kill me before I get there.
No. Okay. So, what was I thinking of? Okay, so Jews has decided to have their wedding in the exotic locale of my home state, New Jersey, right? While you're while you're on, shut up. While you're on your 18-hour flight from Texas to New Jersey, you're going.
Is it really that long?
You're going the other way. You're going across the Pacific to New Jersey. You
Why?
because you didn't know how to book a flight. You've never been on a plane before, so you fucked up, but you're just rolling with it. The fish has taken out the pilots and most of the flight crew, as well as many members of economy. First class has been magically turned into a clutch of black racer snakes from New Jersey, non-venomous but very bitey. You have to fight your way from the economy class through first class into the pilot seat to take control of the plane. Do you think you will be able to fight a first class cabin's worth of snake to accomplish your mission?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I could handle that.
Okay, so Kurt, you are at the entrance to first class right now, right? In your inventory, you have a pocket knife, an illegal
inventory.
You have a pocket knife, an illegal.
Can it be a Resident Evil style inventory?
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so you have a green herb, a pocket knife, a key that you're pretty sure goes to the cockpit, but you're not sure.
We're not sure yet.
Yeah, we're not sure yet, and that's about it. Okay, there are 24 snakes in your way. What do you do?
Are they where are they in the cabin?
They are currently kind of just slithering and hissing. They're being pretty chill at the moment, but they are in the aisle, just kind of hanging out.
I tried to vault over the rows. I roll an athletics check.
Okay. So you get about halfway there before landing directly on top of one of. Well, I mean they're not that big, so you land directly on top of 3 of the snakes, 2 of which rear up and try biting you through your pants. And they get it hurts a little bit, but again, these aren't big monster snakes. They're just kind of upset. They're normal snakes who are upset at you.
Okay.
What do you do?
Surge.
You act. Yeah, go on.
A dash.
Okay.
Again.
So towards the cockpit, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually managed to kick a lot of the snakes out of the way and dislodge the ones that have tried biting into your ankles. And you have successfully made it past first class and are facing the door of the cockpit. Okay?
I tried the key.
Before you can try a key, a troll steps in front of you. A troll steps in front of you, and he says, "If you'd like to land successfully, you have to answer my riddles 3." And he's holding a battle axe and wearing chainmail. What do you do?
I try to answer his riddles 3.
Okay. Okay, so the first riddle is: I have 3 apples. My friend Timmy gives me 5. I give him 8. How many apples does Timmy have?
Can you repeat the question?
I have 3 apples. My friend Timmy gives me 5. I give him 8. How many apples does Timmy have?
Well, you never told me how many apples Timmy had to start with, so...
You have answered the riddle correctly. First riddle answered correctly. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Would you like the second riddle?
At this point, I jumped back onto the seats as the snakes that were coming for me or come up to the or at reaching the top of the cabin,
Uh,
they attack the troll.
okay, he begins trying to swing at them with his battle axe, but it is made of rubber plastic, so he just kind of ends up knocking snakes around, two of which start biting him in the face, at which point he ducks and rolls out the side of the plane, falling through the door.
I tried the key.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to make a Constitution saving throw in order to resist being sucked out of a plane as it depressurizes.
It seems I failed it.
Oh.
Get sucked out of the plane.
Well, I mean, you didn't let it crash, so you know what? We'll count that as a success for now. I guess whatever. Good work, Stella. I cast fireball into the room. I cast fireball on the plane. No other snake. You can also pay $1.99 for the Snake Away DLC item. Resident Evil puzzles are fun, I guess. I want to play more Resident Evil.
They involve trolls.
When you have random fantasy troll. That's a thing in fucking the Deadpool game. Like, he does a big thing, and then like they make a joke about the game running out of budget, so then you just kind of end up playing like a Zelda game for a minute. Just a classic Zelda game. And it's pretty fun. I liked it. What was I thinking of? I do want to play more Zelda on the channel, and we might be doing that for Halloween, but that's like 2 months away. So, well, I guess it's more like a month away, because I'm not just gonna start playing Resident Evil on Halloween, probably before, so we can.
In more Zelda, what we mean is playing specifically that segment of the Deadpool game over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. In order to get ready for Echoes of Wisdom, I'm just gonna play the one level of the Deadpool game that looks like a Zelda game. Stall, what's your favorite Zelda game?
Minish Cap.
I need to play
Easy.
that. I have that on fucking, what's it called? On Wii U. Got it before the shop closed down. What do you like about Minish Cap?
I like the art. I like how the stuff that you get from the dungeons looks. Like, I like the little elemental symbols.
Ah, yeah. I've seen that game's not really about the Triforce. It's about like a new thing they make up for it. So you have a reason to go around with the Minish.
I like the characters. I like Kinstone Fusion.
Did you know they were actually planning to put the Minish in like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom originally, but they didn't really get it worked out?
Okay, so I've changed my mind on.
No, but I was about to say, you get a hat that screams at you. That's pretty neat. I feel like I should.
I love Ezla.
I haven't actually had the time to play my GameCube I got from Deja's friend, and I feel like I should start by, on my own time, because I don't know if I'll have time on stream to do it, but playing Paper Mario for the first time on my Wii U, because I got that, and then I can play the copy of Thousand Year Door I got for the GameCube afterwards and be like, oh, this is why people don't stop talking about this game. Never say anything else but that this game is good. So,
Thousand Year Door is fantastic.
which Paper Mario? The first two. Also, this is why I'm always like the Switch 2. I don't know if it's gonna live up to the Switch 1 for me, just because like at the end of the day, the ability to be like, I don't really feel like playing on the TV right now, and then going back to bed while still playing the same game, that's everything to me. That's all I ever want from any game ever now. So I need every console to be doing this. And the fact they aren't is getting me upset. Honestly, I should probably put like remote play on my Mac so that way I can just play PS5 in bed, because it's not like it's far from my PS5. I can do that probably. You know, play some new releases. Drawing hands can be difficult. It's been said. Usually I have an okay, I don't have too hard of a time with them. Here's the problem though, there's a weird position for a hand to be in. So, when you end up making your hand just look like a ball of flesh. Not really much to draw, you know. Stuff, have you ever played Inside?
Well, oh, I had to think about what that was. No, I
Yeah.
haven't played it.
Gotcha.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah. There's a thing in him. I actually, so I was about to be like, it's kind of, you know, a game where you can watch it instead of play it. I did actually watch recently Jacksepticeye play When Wakes the Deep, which I had seen a lot about running up to that game because it had, like, you know, super realistic graphics and everything, and it was kind of playing on like thalassophobia and a bunch of other common fears, and people were talking about that. And honestly, it looked like a real neat game, and it had some pretty cool cosmic horror narrative to it. So I was like, you know, even though I watched someone play this, and I don't necessarily need to do it for myself, I'd be down to get this game and play it. So yeah, Jack's cool. He hasn't committed, like, you know, charity fraud or anything. So
I hope his eye gets better.
what's that?
I said, I hope his eye gets better.
Nah, I have bad news.
Oh.
I thought you were said I hope his dad gets better, and I was like, I have bad news about that too. He does also,
No.
yeah, he does make a joke about that in that video I mentioned. So his dad was I thinking of, I mean, like, rest his soul and everything, because he talked that, like, people were making jokes about that online just because, you know, he's a famous person, so they just do whatever the fuck they want, and that was hard for him. Because I mean, you know, it's one thing to make a joke about your family member after they're passing after a while. It's another thing when people do it day after, because they're just like, haha, celebrity, and it's just like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, no. I had no idea that
Yeah.
his dad was in poor health.
No, well, I mean, he's not around anymore. He has unfortunately passed.
Oh.
Yeah, but he was also, I was gonna say, his dad. I remember I was shocked to learn his dad was like 80, like when he was starting YouTube and everything. Like his dad was apparently pretty old when he had Jack. So I'm sure he lived a full life and was very proud of his sons and everything. Because Jack has a few siblings as well. So hopefully this looks all right. Does this look like a hand? Yeah, that looks enough like a hand, honestly. But yeah. Honestly, between stuff like that and like the Chappelle Roan stuff that I was saying in Discord today, people really know when to not just like bully famous folks online and in real life, question mark, because I think that was part of Chappelle's grievances too, were people being just kind of dicks to her
just,
in real
like,
life.
Go up and like grab
Yeah.
people. It's just like that's very much not
No.
cool for anyone.
There has been very few times where I've been like forgotten myself because of a famous person. Even people I'm big fans of, I'm just like, this is a person, and I just want them to know that I like the stuff they do, and that's about it. Maybe a picture, and if they don't want to, that's okay. I'm not really gonna judge them for that. The two times I could, because I've met some like celebs I like, in like meet and greets and stuff. The only two times I can remember really getting weird myself was one, Travis McElroy, because I described this scenario on stream maybe only once recently, maybe when it happened. But when I was in college, they did a show in Philly, and I didn't know. And then I was at college in Philly. I looked next to me in like, you know, on as we were waiting at a crosswalk, and I was like, that is Travis McElroy. And I couldn't process that before he walked into his hotel, the hotel he was staying at, and I was like, well, this isn't good. I'm not following him in there. So then I was like, what do I do? I would like to, you know, say hi, but fucking, I'm not following, you know, like I'm telling people, don't be weird about celebrities. It'd be weird to follow someone into their hotel. But he was leaving Philly that day, so he came out waiting for a taxi, and I was like, can I have a picture? He's like, yes. And I was like, thank you. And several other art students, because that is their main demographic, also got a picture with him as they passed on the street. So I wasn't alone in that. And then there was one time I was at Comic-Con and I met one of my favorite comic artists, and he's a pretty big name. He's been around the block and like has done some historic stuff. And I saw him, and I ran up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're great." He's like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Is there any chance?" And then he was like, "Oh, there is a line." Like, he was very nice. He was like, "Oh, there is a line," and I did not realize there was a line. So I went and waited in line. Then he was very nice when I got up there again. So that's nice. Always fun. Les Claypool outside of a show in Tampa. Best to let them focus on what they... Yeah. Like that was the thing that made it weird with, like, Travis McElroy for me, right? It's like, I didn't want to be weird, but I felt like I had just, like, quote-unquote missed my chance, because I was like, I didn't want to, like, you know, fuck with him or anything, and I definitely didn't want to follow him into a building for no reason other than that I saw him. But I didn't have to, like, rush to class, and it would be, and I was just like, I kind of want to see if he comes out again. So I was there for like 5 minutes, seeing what went on, and then he was leaving, so it worked out. Honestly, though, Trav is of the three brothers, I think the one who enjoys being a public figure the most. So I'm sure on you know, kind of default state, he's like, heck yeah, pictures. Stealth, what would you do if someone walked up to you as you were at Starbucks trying to get yourself a little treat, and they said, "Oh my goodness, you are my favorite lawyer, can I have a picture?"
No.
No. Now, can you... Yes, go on.
The fact that you know me like that,
is
why?
upsetting. Or is there a different way someone would know you that you'd be like, yeah, I'll take a picture?
No, I'm just a fucking regular dude. What are you on about? Why do you know me?
Favorite lawyer. I follow all of your cases. You are my Penix right. That would be weird. I don't know. I had a little old lady come up to me like that, thinking I was a guy from American Idol or some sort. Nobu and me are cute. Everyone in chat's pretty great. I was thinking of... I feel like for me, I typically like staying inside so much anyway, that if I did accrue a public image and people were starting to approach me at an alarmingly frequent rate, I'd just be like, well, more reason to stay inside. So it's actually funny because I feel like I've heard Funny Bunny. I've heard Jack, who I would argue Jack has been consistently one of the biggest guys on YouTube for a decade now, right? But he's been like, yeah, I don't really get recognized all too much in my day to day. So I imagine that's very different from Markiplier, because I feel like he isn't just one of the bigger guys, but he has also been pushed more as like an official figure. So I imagine more people recognize him. But who knows? I'm back underground. 3 more weeks of winter. Lord, it'd be so weird. This is what I'm saying, right? Like, let's say this book does really well and people start liking my work, right? I don't think of that as fans. I'm just like, oh, you like the stuff I make. Thank you. And that's usually how I see it with most other folks I follow and would consider myself a fan of. Like, I say fan because that's the overall terminology, especially when it's someone who themselves has a large following. Like, you call them their fans. But for me, just like, no, you just like my stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it. Goodbye. This was my one interaction for the week. I'm leaving. Yippers? Who's yipperings me? Hello? Grim Soul, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. It means a lot. Oh my goodness, a fan. No, no, Lord, no. We were also talking about that today, as we were doing different like games and Monster Hunter stuff, about the tendency for YouTubers to do shitty things when they get famous for whatever fucking reason. For no reason, really. Because it's so easy to just not do those things, if we're being honest. So incredibly easy not to. It really makes me wonder what they would be doing if they hadn't been famous, because also a worrying thought. Oh, goodness. Stealth, how often do you think about the ukulele apology video?
Not much, but thank you for reminding me. It's just really fucking funny.
I was just watching some like different, you know, I'm not gonna say older, but like, you know, just some past news videos that I like, and that was one of them. And I was like, good lord, I think it's actually worse than I remember it. Because the big thing I remember from that is the only thing I've groomed is my 2 Persian cats, which is an insane thing that I can't believe anyone's ever said. But then it was also just the entire part of it. All of it, actually, was not great, so... It wasn't very funny, Bunny, if I'm being honest with you.
It's a little funny, Bunny.
It was, so, situation in general, not very funny, Bunny. The
way it was handled,
the way it was
hilarious.
Insane, and a little funny, Bunny, if we're being honest.
Okay, so maybe this is just me. I am doubling down. It's like it is like unironically and unambiguously one of the funniest
Funny things to happen. Lord, okay, so I'm not
absolutely ludicrous.
Why am I hearing fireworks? Oh, that's not fun. Listen, this is the thing, right? Because Deja went to Disney recently, and we're gonna get back to drama stuff because I do want to talk about one other thing. Like, on one hand, I like fireworks to a degree. On the other hand, there are many very valid complaints about them, many of which I've had myself. So, unwarranted fireworks, not cool. And also, I like Disney fireworks. I know Disney's Disney, but I genuinely think they could put on one of the best fireworks shows. And most people aren't doing them like that, so not great. Anyway, back to drama stuff, which I don't want to linger on, but I do want to say one thing, because I was watching about it. If you don't know who CoffeeZilla is, he's an investigative reporter who runs a YouTube channel about, like, you know, the stuff he finds. That's where he publishes his stuff. And he's getting sued by good old Logan Paul because he reported on a scam he did. Unambiguously just kind of a scam. Now, whether or not Mr. Paul's guilty of it being a scam, I'll leave up to you, because, I mean, that's kind of the point of the lawsuit. But, you know, I was watching breakdowns of it, and one, you can't sue people just because they think you've scammed, and two, the one of the hearts of the lawsuit was like emotional distress and reputational damage, and I was like, isn't Logan Paul the guy who posted a video at the start of a certain year that had him go into a forest in a certain country and do some things that most people were pretty upset about? Isn't he that guy? Because honestly, I would consider scamming people for money with crypto to be a step up, if anything, if that's where you're working from, you know? So, I'm just saying, as it was pointed out in the breakdowns I was watching, it's one of those cases where it's like, I'm going to sue you, and then you won't be able to do anything, because money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Stealth, I was saying all this, I forgot you were a lawyer. But fucking, Stealth, you might be like, well, that's not how it works. But if I was a judge and I saw that case being presented like to me, I'd be like, no, dude, your reputation is horrible already. This man hasn't damaged it. If anything, you're in a better place now than you were. So, fucking, case dismissed. Bye. Frivolous law. Actually, that's the thing.
I mean,
Go.
look, here's the thing.
Yes.
They have some latitude in that regard.
They have what?
Some latitude in that regard.
What does that mean?
Oh, I'm just saying, like, if a suit is like on its face,
Mhm.
which is look,
Yeah.
Logan Paul's got probably has a crazy good legal team, so it's not gonna be on its face like something that you can just throw out.
Yeah, you gotta look through some of it, but you're just you're just saying it is somewhat like that, where it's like this is not sensical. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, I completely forgot about this part too. The breakdown I was watching was talking about how like, it's actually being processed in Texas. But the problem is Texas does have anti-slap laws, as they were called. But it's being processed like federally in Texas, and there isn't a federal anti-slap law. So then you do have to do some law stuff minimum before you can get it like thrown out or anything, and that costs money. So hopefully people turn out to support CoffeeZilla, because as far as I know, he's just a good he's a good at his job journalist, so he doesn't need to get sued because some asshole online is just like, I'm upset you said my crypto was bad. So Stealth, how much crypto do you have?
Crypto the Super Dog.
Oh, I like him.
I too like him.
Did you ever watch the cartoon of Crypto the Super Dog as a kid or no?
Yeah, and Streaky the Cat.
Heck yeah. Honestly, people will be like, Superman's bad, and then be in love with Crypto the Super Dog, as they should be. It's like, Superman's isn't bad character. It's great. Look at all this joy. Imagine Texas courts having an gotta buy into an anti. Oh, gotcha. But yeah. I don't know. Again, people should definitely not be fucking sued for saying factual statements. So because all he said was, hey, this was definitely it wasn't legit, that much is for sure, and then also you have not paid back the people who are damaged by it. So what's going on there? What was I thinking of?
Yeah, like if anything,
Oh, go on.
a slap suit in this situation seems like the dumbest possible thing you could do, because it's just drawing more visibility.
Yeah, but
which is generally not what you want whenever you're scheming people out of their money.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, Stealth, but most people wouldn't describe Logan Paul as intelligent. But I mean, that's just what.
Since when?
Hey, that was actually the other cool thing. I don't know if this counts as good news, but it's actually kind of cool for me to hear. But like, also I hate that you're not necessarily wrong, but I hate that that's a way of thinking, and if it works ever at all. But anyway.
What did Meat say?
That visibility is how he makes money. Any visibility. So.
That's, yeah.
But anyway, but the same person defending CoffeeZilla apparently is the same person who successfully sued Alex Jones on behalf of the Sandy Hook parents. So that's pretty cool. And I'm like, hey, guy, you're running your law practice pretty neato. Keep that up. He's doing some Matt Murdock shit over there, which I don't say lightly, because I know lawyers have to take on all sorts of cases, some of which aren't inherently good no matter which way you slice it. But, you know, based off those two examples.
Well, that's not necessarily true if you're in private practice. You can pick and choose which cases that you get if you're in private practice.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, successfully defending two groups of either whether you want to say clearly or, you know, something innocent groups, puts you in a pretty good spot to continue doing that kind of work, because people are just like, you helped.
Oh yeah, it gives you a lot of good public appeal.
Yeah, people who are in similar big kerfuffles might be going to you again, so you can continue to defend people from clearly bogus claims. I will say, if I was a lawyer, I would not mind making that my practice of just like, hey, are you in some real bullshit that doesn't make any sense? I'll help you with that. I love wading through bullshit. That's my whole thing. Anyone who sues the piss out of Alex Jones endears me to them somewhat. Also, the breakdown I was watching about it talked about his quote-unquote Perry Mason moment. I think I've talked to you about this before, Stealth, but I don't know if you saw, but it was a time where during that case, the lawyers of Alex Jones just leaked his entire phone's data drive to the parents.
All aware that happened.
You sound upset about it, and are you just like, it's that was so stupid?
Yeah. I have no words.
That borders on like, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but that definitely borders on just like, that couldn't have been an accident, could it? Because fucking holy shit.
It could. People are stupid. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of degree you got, it doesn't matter what kind of test you pass.
Yeah.
People are stupid.
They are stupid. But, you know, even though that is like, I'm fully able to recognize that was like a super dramatic turn of that trial based solely around the other lawyer's stupidity. The way that specific, the lawyer on behalf of the parents, the way he did like the reveal of it, that was just well handled. He was just like, do you know that I have your entire phone with me right now, and that it has already been legally submitted into evidence? I was just like, oh fucking damn. That's a very cathartic clip, if there's ever been a cathartic clip. So, but yeah. Usually I don't like, because like I always go back and forth on that kind of stuff. Like, I think I've said many times in public, if not just here, like, generally when it comes to news, period, I just avoid it because so much news is just awful, and the general news cycle is not great, and probably bad for you on a health level. But every now and then, like, you know, like some kind of specific story is unfolding, and you can follow it online or from specific people. And I go back and forth on whether or not I sink my teeth into those, mostly just because sometimes like the entire situation can bum me out to such a degree that I'm like, I don't like, no matter what good stuff happens here, I don't like that it's happening at all. But then other times I'm just like, oh yes, oh yeah, this is good. This is good stuff right here. So it all depends. I will not name it, but there was a very public case a while back that the whole like country was getting in on, and I was like, actually, this just makes me sad, so I'm going to avoid this like the plague. So, Stealth, how do you feel about news general?
Generally pretty shit.
Not great.
Like, to a certain degree, you have to follow it to stay informed.
Yeah.
But
I honestly
like,
just think
I don't trust any of
news
our
sources,
major news agencies
No.
to, like, not necessarily report things accurately, but report things competently.
Yeah, that's kind of like, I'm sure plenty of people have have seen these kinds of jokes around the internet before, but like, you know, about like teachers having to tell you in the olden days, like, don't trust Wikipedia, and then they give you some site that like looks like it was made by a drug dealer. But that's how like news feels nowadays. It's just like, it's probably better just to be looking it up online for yourself and finding several trusted sources than turning on your TV and trying to watch the evening news, because
And it's funny, once you become educated on a certain topic, you watch the regular news cycle, and it's just like, you see all the inherent biases in it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, again, like, Stealth is right. It's like, yeah, stay informed, but also no one ever feel pressure to watch the news. That, again, can't be good for you. I remember I was talking to a patient in the hospital, and I was like, you know what? I've always said I like to avoid stress, but honestly, I don't know what it does to you on like a medical level. She's like, well, it did this to me, so. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. If you're saying that, then you gotta be careful. Make sure you take care of yourself mentally and physically. It's important. Here's the thing about trench coats, they kind of give you little wings when you spread them out, so. But, what was I thinking of? It is fun, because there have been several things I've seen on, like, the two things I remember, because when I was a kid, that's when I started hating the news. That's my dramatic backstory. So when I was a kid and I would wake up for school in the morning and my parents would have the news on, I was like, this is awful, and I hate watching it. But I remember two specific stories that I saw in like real time that I feel like ended up becoming like things that would get like adapted later. And one was the whole Sully thing. That was much later on. But I remember, you know, like actively going to school one morning and seeing that a plane had landed in the fucking Hudson River after it got crashed, and I didn't know they were just like, you were drunk, and he was like, I wick it wasn't, we hit a bird, and I successfully didn't crash into the city of New York. So that was cool seeing them make like a whole fucking Tom Hanks movie over it. And then the other, I remember seeing a story about like a bunch of whales trapped in a bunch of Arctic ice that people then successfully helped reach the ocean. Like they made like different breathing holes for the whales so that way they could get from the one spot they were stuck in back into the ocean. And I remember they made a movie about that. So that's fun. Lots of news stories. Some news is fun, some isn't. That's what I'm saying with online stuff. You can curate it a bit better, so. What was I thinking of? You know, I believe his name is Endeavorance on TikTok. He's a guy who will talk about different ongoing events, and he specifically does it while speaking into a crowbar as a microphone. Shout out to him, because he's talked before about, like, you know, it's just like, I wasn't really planning on doing this, but it's kind of become my thing, so. But you do a good job, my guy. Take care of yourself. Because believe it or not, he also gets stressed out about the news he's reporting, so. I've definitely talked to Stealth about this before, but that's one reason I think I couldn't be a lawyer. Because sometimes I just think, I won't necessarily always be keeping myself in check. And sometimes I'm like, this is bullshit, and I would just end up saying, this is bullshit. And I believe...
No, here's the thing.
Yes.
We do that.
We do that. You're like, hey, Your Honor, this is ridiculous. And actually cut... Hey, cut it out. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's not a rare occurrence.
No. Like, on part of calling out, like, the judge, the opposing party, or both?
No, not calling out the judge.
Mm-hmm.
That is a faux pas beyond beyond the pale.
Believe.
But calling out opposing counsel and their bullshit, that happens all the time.
Yeah. Your Honor. I see that in, like, fucking TV shows all your time. Your Honor! You can't be serious. But that's either when things are going...
No, that'd be directed at the judge. Do not direct it at the judge.
Well, no, I meant for, like, when the opposing party brings out something ridiculous, and they're like, Your Honor, this can't be right. Your Honor. Also, you know, slightly shifting topics from current event bullshit to Yu-Gi-Oh.
I cleared so many bounties just now.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I remember when I watching my friends play Monster Hunter World. I was like, is this an MMO? And they're like, yeah, kinda. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just other Monster Hunter. But I was gonna say, for everything I've had to say about the current filler arc for on Stealth in Yu-Gi-Oh, I really did like Joey versus Judge Man. I thought that was actually a really good Joey fight for several reasons. He did a good job. So, We do love local and gambling addict Joey Wheeler around here, so he's pretty neat. I have to keep reminding myself that Monster Hunter Wilds isn't like, because so many games I'm excited for come out like in a month, whereas Monster Hunter Wilds is just like sometime next year, and I'm like, damn it, I want to play with my friends now. I want to have monster hunting fun now. What's the new wyvern called? Nope. I need that reference of the shit. New Monster Hunter Wilds Wyvern.
For to hunt?
For to hunt? He looks like a nice coat. Also, no more... Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say that I made a new set recently, like literally tonight, and I've just been like Ganglands farming with like some randos on it, and it's working out really well. It's a poison sword and shield.
Heck yeah. We love to see it.
I'm very happy with it.
Ray Dow. I'm not completely sold. There's some cool stuff about this design, but I'm not totally sold on it. I kind of like its weird scissor wings. The horns are a bit much for me. If it lost one set of those horns, I feel like it'd be on board. But it does
the
very much.
Scissor wings sound like Astalos.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, they're like they're literally like, they almost look like crab claws, kind of. Like you have the typical wing structure, and then there's like a harder keratin structure on in front of those that make it look like it can, you know, it can pick things up with its little wings. But yeah, that looks cool. And its kind of hammerhead looks cool. It's just that it has like an extra mandible that I'm not really sold on. I'm like, that's a little much. But I mean, they have also shown off like the weird sandworm monsters, which I don't know if that's a large monster or a small monster. I forget. I think they were talking about like whole herds of monsters and stuff like that. So I think elder worms. So maybe that's getting thrown into that like category. Maybe they're finally making medium monsters. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Only large and small. Only large and small.
I don't like change. No change. I'll be excited to see what their new Elder Dragon is. I'll be honest, I should be replaying Rise soon, but Malzeno was pretty good, so who knows? We'll see. Malzeno and Magnamalo as two back-to-back flagship monsters, pretty cool. I think they're pretty neat. They're pretty goth, but besides that, they're, you know, I think there's some cool-looking monsters with some cool gimmicks. So I guess we'll see if they're able to follow it up with some kind of new Elder Dragon thing, or if they're just like, I don't know. We phoned this one in. Stealth question.
Yeah, it does look like it was phoned in, but go ahead.
Which part? What, Malzeno, or which part was phoned in?
No, I said I doubt it's gonna look like it's phoned in.
That's fair. I thought you said I thought you said you thought it was already looked like it was phoned in. I was like,
oh,
what?
No.
Yeah. Stealth, so not going back to like 1 through 4, from Generations to Rise, what has been like your favorite new Elder Dragon title monster thing?
Oh, geez.
I mean, it's not the biggest list in the world, but I get why, you know. Hard choice. That would be
How far back did you say we could go?
So it would be Generations, World, and Rise, like everything following, like you know, the numbered generations.
And we're just looking at flagships.
Flagships, Elder Dragons. So like, you know, Gasmagorn isn't a flagship or title monster, but I would count it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the big bosses they add. So you could do Adelclaw, you could do Magnamalo or Malzeno. What you thinking? Who do you like the most? Who when you get to the end of a new Monster Hunter are you like, I like this guy? I want to make his jacket baggier. It's hard. It's hard to make a man. It's hard to make a twink look fit. Stealth is thinking hard about my question, I think.
Yeah.
Let me think, because I haven't played World. But that would be like what? Like Nergigante.
Yeah.
The fucking mountain guy, I forget his name, but he's not even really a monster. Zora Magnaros. Xeno Jiva, Safi Jiva, Sherry Givalda.
Yep. Ice Queen.
Ice Queen. So I haven't played World, but I feel like I kind of gotta go with Magnamalo. Like, he's real cool. He's not even an Elder Dragon. He's Big Cat that hunts everything, and I do like him.
Yeah. If you let me go back far enough, I probably would have said Laggy. But
which one is that?
Legiacris.
Legiacris?
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, because he is a title one, right? So that's fair.
Try.
That is Try. That's the Wii. I should get that because it's on the Wii. Or that guy. This probably won't make you like want to see his videos anymore. But that guy I was talking about who does like Monster Hunter essays and everything. When he was talking about the series evolving, he was like they added features. To make the games better, like underwater combat, and they refined different parts of the games to make them better, like removing underwater combat. And I think that was funny.
Like in a lot of ways, it was dog shit. It was also very novel and fun to me, though.
Yeah, I think I've watched like enough of his videos that I think he feels the same way. He was like, I wish they would do this again, but it wasn't necessarily great the first time, so.
Just like going into like the swamp waters and fighting Gobble was like, it's an experience.
Do
you know Gobble?
I've seen pictures of him. Yes, he's like a fucking like lantern anglerfish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him before. He kind of looks like Nibblesnarf. What was I thinking of? From watching his videos, that's actually something. I would want them to do underwater combat good enough that because he was just like the Elder Dragon, I think it's Cedeus. He was like, that's the only one you fight completely underwater. The other ones have a land phase, and I'm like, well, that's kind of lame. I would want them to make underwater combat good enough that like they can make more purely water monsters that only live in the ocean. I think that would be cool.
And the way that they've handled like aerial combat and stuff lately, I'm more confident that they could make that happen.
Honestly, they could always do like a hook shot kind of Spider-Man situation where like, like you have like a wire bug or something, so that way you're not even really swimming through the water and don't have to worry about that. You're more like, like zipping from point to point trying to fight the monster. And I imagine that might play smoothly given how they've been handling that kind of stuff in the past, so I'd be down. My new hot take after getting into a new Monster Hunter phase is that the fact they didn't bring back Xiaolong for Rise is a crime, and it makes me sad all the time because I was just thinking about like new game modes, and I was like, oh yeah, Rampage and no Long. I'm like, no, bring back the tall boy. He's so chunky.
He did seem really appropriate for that, but.
Like it's basically like a whole redone version of his fight mechanics, so. Oh well. I'm not Capcom. I don't know what they're thinking. Because if I was, I'd tell them to make a new Mega Man.
They'd tell you no.
No. No, you are gay. Stealth, are you excited for Amazon? I forget what it's called. It's the Amazon anthology series for video games and such. Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
Not even remotely.
Give me a second. Amazon Do you know what Love, Death, and Robots is, or no?
Nope.
Okay. Game, TV series. I don't know. I didn't mean like that. News. Secret Level. So it's Secret Level, and it's like a bunch of different short films from different game franchises. So they're doing God of War as one. They're doing Mega Man as one. Let me look up Secret Level Pac-Man, because that one looks the most insane. Mega Man looks like what like a proper Mega Man movie would look like. Oh, I can't. Oh yeah, here it is. I'm gonna send you the parts of the Pac-Man episode they've shown off. But yeah, they're doing Warhammer, God of War, Pac-Man, Mega Man. Oh goodness. I have sent it in the DMs because it looks like fucking Space Odyssey.
What?
It's the Pac-Man movie. You know, the one about like the cult to Pac-Man on the desert planet Doom.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, well,
I've got no arms or legs or.
No, it's just like the game Pac-Man, not even like the Smash one. I do love the Smash one and the Pac World one, but they're clearly doing something different with this. But like the God of War one just looks more like an actual like God of War movie kind of thing. So clearly,
Pac-Man World Repack sparked so much joy.
I should really play through Pac-Man World because I tried it out, I got it, but I didn't go through it all. And it does seem like a fun time. And I've heard people be like, "Oh, I love Pac World," and I'd be like, "Oh." Go on.
Don't expect it to be deep in any way. It's just like a fun romp.
No,
that's all
fine.
it is.
That's what I think. The reason Pac-Man doesn't have like some big series like Mario is because they've tried to do that. They're trying to be like the Pac-Man story. And it's like, what the fuck do you mean the Pac-Man story? He goes into mazes and fight like. First off, okay, Pac-Man species, Pac-Man. Pac-Man's goal: fight Ghost, and eat. That is as deep as he ever needs to be. He can just be, yeah. It's like, but why is he fighting the Ghost? And it's like, I don't know, because it seems like they try to kill him otherwise. So, I think that's good enough reason for me. Honestly, I'm not. Even though Terminal Montage did it, and I'm usually always just singing the praises of that guy. I don't like when people interpret Pac-Man as like he's a space guy on a spaceship, and it's like, no, he's Pac-Man. He's a little cartoon goober who eats Ghost.
I can't believe you won't let Pac-Man go to space.
I mean, he can go to space. Waka waka, motherfucker. Exactly, and he packs men. Oh my goodness, there's so many raids today. Thank you, pig. I appreciate it. Big, I hope you like Pac-Man, just in general. Let's see what Big was doing.
Fishing.
Fishing. Yeah. Tiny... Oh, I've seen that before. That does look fun. That's another 3D platformer. But welcome, Raiders. If you don't know me, I'm Cahill. I'm an artist who who plays games, anything from Kirby to Dark Souls. And I mean, I'm on a Monster Hunter kick right now, but we were also just talking about Pac-Man. What the? Oh. I got pranked.
Yeah?
I'm doing Squirrel with a Gun first. Oh, is Squirrel with a Gun out? I have heard about that. Anyway, yeah, Nikki rated it with one, who I imagine was Nikki. But anyway, no. Anyway, honestly, the intro to the Pac World 1, which I've seen, that's as much story as Pac-Man needs. Pac-Man lives on an island called Pac-Land with his Pac family. And again, don't ask what it means to be a Pac person. Just go with it. And then on separate islands...
Just ask someone why they're a Pac person.
Exactly. On a separate island are a bunch of ghosts who do not like the Pac people because they can eat ghosts. Now, why are they ghosts and why can Pac people apparently eat ghosts? Specifically Pac-Man, who does it the best. Don't, again, stop fucking asking questions. This is why movie adaptations are never good. You don't need explanations for that part. Just go out there and eat some ghost. But yeah. Also, speaking of platformers, I don't know if this is something Stealth will be into. I've talked a lot about it before, but Rollin' Rascal, who kind of looks like a good like a game.
Is that the Sonic thingo?
Yes, I'm super excited for that because like everyone's like it looks like Sonic, and I was like that's the problem though. Sonic's never looked like this, and this game looks amazing. I can't wait for it. So
It sounded like Sonic. It looked like Sonic. It was a Sonic.
I mean, okay, so like the concept is definitely like, you know, Sonic adjacent for sure, but like again, gameplay wise, Sonic has never like done anything like that, which is why I'm just like I get it, and the devs would probably be the first to admit that they're, you know, they like Sonic, but like I'm getting it because Sonic I don't think has ever or will ever do that, so that's why I'm excited for it. Also, have some good rest, Big. Absolutely. Thank you for the raid again. I appreciate all the raid tonight, guys. It means a lot. I love it when people come on by. But yeah. I'm really excited for it. Because, like, if you know Sonic Utopia, which was a fan game that was, like, the classic Sonic, but in, like, a 3D world with, like, a very physics-driven engine. So, like, you could boost off of ramps into other obstacles and do a bunch of loops and yada, yada, yada. Whole bunch of stuff. Sonic kissed a real ass girl. I will always ask the question on whether or not the writers of Sonic 06 consciously, on purpose, retconned the game in its own story. Like, just to be like, if this doesn't work out, we erase it. We destroy it. And never talk about it again. It's so interesting when you get down to it.
I can't believe they greenlit my fanfiction. We're fucking doing this.
We're getting to it. That being said, I like Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Superstars. Superstars wasn't as good as like Mania or anything, but like again, if as long as they don't just keep going on a downward spiral, which granted is par for the course with Sonic, then I'll get like the next 2D Sonic game. But yeah, I will. I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for Rolling Rascal. Was I talking in call the other day, or just to like Deja or someone about like it's so fucking weird that Sonic has a actively successful and well received movie franchise. out of every possible future, the one we got was the one where Sonic was a blockbuster hit.
Like the subject of your conversation was like. Basically actively comparing the Sonic movie franchise to Marvel.
Yes, well, like, yeah, and Sonic's kind of doing it better right now because we're not on Sonic 7 already, so they're pacing out the Sonic. And honestly, I don't think I saw people as excited about like Knuckles in Sonic 2 as they are about seeing a little girl get shot in Sonic 3, so or written like dad jokes. Point of it is grin. And again, I want to get the like Dreamcast GameCube era Sonics. I'm down for it. But, you know, sometimes it's weird. Honestly, if anything, that's probably one of the problems with like modern Sonic is that they don't commit hard enough to the bit, you know? You don't start out like fucking helping Big the Cat find his frog and then go fight God at the end of the day. You need more. We need more of that like cheesy stuff.
Yeah, like the stuff that hits the hardest is just like the incredibly stupid shit like Knuckles' line at the beginning of Frontiers was just like, "This is war."
This is war. No, that was Forces. That was Forces.
Fucking...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. This is so fucking funny.
Honestly, I would say they didn't even commit hard enough to that. Because, like, there's, like, 5 minutes where it's war. And then, like, they have Sonic back. And then they're just like, okay, end the game. So.
Oh, no. I've accidentally sent something from my item pouch to my inventory, and I have no idea what.
Uh-oh. Looks like it's going to be a little lottery. What was I thinking of? But yeah, heck, if I get Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and stuff around the end of this year, we'll probably play that. Maybe in November, maybe in like 2025. Y'all decide. Y'all let me know how much you'd love to see some Sonic. I should be playing Kirby, but I mean, do we have time for a Kirby before before Mickey gets here? Oh no. Sonic games absolutely have a flavor, like an NES cartridge or a Switch cartridge. Do you think that
is a scare jerky? I remembered.
You remembered? Congratulations. You should have been playing Kirby for months. Okay. How about this? We won't do any art next week. We will play one thing of Monster Hunter and 2 Kirby streams. Does that sound good to everyone? I will put many Kirbys on the docket. I apologize for my lackadaisical attitude. I'm actually wearing Kirby pants right now. So, how about we play Kirby Super? Not is it Super? Yeah, it is Superstar. Kirby Superstar. Super and Kirby. Yeah, sure. Why not? You know what? Yeah, sure. Play Tilt and Tumble. The Kirby game everyone's been waiting for.
Oh, dude, I love Tilt and Tumble.
Well, here's the thing, right? So we're gonna have. 1 second. Let me look at the schedule I have drafted up right now, which is unpublished. Oh wow, this schedule is not even a little bit up to date. Okay, let me look at the calendar. Okay, so for next weekend we can do like 2 Kirbys and some Monster Hunter. Then the weekend after I start dog sitting, so you know maybe we can just do the same thing because I'll play it on the Switch online and I'll bring my Switch with me. That's the problem, right? I'm going to be dog sitting for 2 weeks and I'm not bringing every console I have. And then after that, oh, actually we do have, we have 3 weeks until Mickey. Okay, yeah. We'll do Kirby in September. We'll see if we can get through Kirby. I'm trying to think because what does the stealth quickly? Does the Switch have games?
The Nintendo Switch does have games.
The Switch has games?
The Switch 2, we can't really confirm whether or not it has games.
Unclear if
that is
game.
a concern.
But we're working on it currently.
Yeah.
Stealth, are you a big Mario Odyssey head? Or are you like, it's alright?
I think Odyssey's great.
Do you want them to do Odyssey 2 for the Switch? 2?
Why not?
Yeah, heck yeah. Honestly, they should do that more. Some more like Mario mini-series of just like the next Mario game is like Sunshine 2 or Odyssey 2. I know that's a big meme kind of, but to a degree it would be neat to get an idea of what the next Mario is going to be like just based on its predecessor.
I hope it tastes like chili dogs, be bet.
The Switch 2 cartridges. You hope they taste like chili dogs? No.
Be bet.
Be bet. No inside of me. Actually, okay. Do you know what we'll do for the weeks in between now and when Mickey comes out? I bought a new cable for my Capture 3DS, and I have Kirby Triple Deluxe, and I haven't played through it all yet. So
that is 3 times the deluxe.
That is exactly. So we will play some Kirby Triple Deluxe in between now and then. And then if it does well, then maybe after Mickey's done, we will do some Planet Robobot. Robit. And then we can do like the Dark Matter series, all that. So that's so much deluxe, exactly. You guys better pull out for Kirby. He's gonna get sad. He's gonna be.
I think you mean pull up.
You better pull out for Kirby because he can't pay child support. So He's raised you since you were a kid, and if you go having your own kid right now when he's barely supporting the two of you, it's just gonna stress him out, you know.
He's gonna be Monster Hunter double cross with me.
And he's gonna be a little Monster Hunter double cross with you, so. Dun 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 dun. You know, to a degree, I just kind of want Alex to be Kirby, in a weird way, because what Kirby has become is the character that can do no wrong and is stronger than everything else in the world, and to a degree, that's just what I've wanted from Alex. Is just like a character who wants good things for people, and is able to make sure nothing bad happens. So, because everyone loves to make evil Supermen, and frankly, I'm getting tired of it. So,
okay.
Yes.
So,
Stout, did you make an evil Superman?
no, I was just thinking of that thing that we always talk about whenever it comes to Alex's character. Though
What's that?
where it's just the thing, like he.
Yes.
I don't know if you want to get too much into like.
No. You're asking me if I want to talk about my content on my stream. I beg you, go on.
Okay, well, it's just like the thing that you basically described as a part of his character earlier, that he's sometimes put into a state of inaction due to. See, I'm trying to remember exactly how you phrased it.
Social anxiety, crippling loneliness. Yeah.
And there are certain points where inaction from a superhuman being
absolutely
that could save the world or certain people. That becomes a bad act. Omission itself becomes a bad act.
Yes. No. Well, I would counter that with saying that the point, like, he never lets it get to that point. It's more so that kind of the general idea is like Alex is going to win and save stuff, right? But whether or not he ends at an emotionally good place at the end of that is more the real crux of the question, you know? Like so to put it in terms of Kirby, right? It's like Kirby's going to save Dreamland because that's what he does. But if there were a game where you could end with Kirby being like sad and crying or happy, like that's the outcomes for Alex. It's like, do you want to see Kirby depressed or do you want to see Kirby smiling? So does that make sense?
Sick bugs out there who want to see the former.
Exactly. There's some sick edgy bastards on Tumblr who get off at the idea. But don't worry, we've created a law enforcement system to track those guys down. Kirby ends the game angry, but only in North America, as he tends to be. Listen, Kirby is just angry about North America because it doesn't have a high-speed rail system like Japan, and he's really into that, so... Me when Kirby wins. Good Psyduck emote stuff. So, did you ever watch that, like, stop-motion Pokemon series that came out, or no?
No. Was that the one with the hotel?
Yeah, yes, I believe so.
Pokemon Concierge or something?
Yes, that was it. That was its name.
I have not seen it.
I am glad that they made Psyduck like the mascot instead of Pikachu, though. That was very good. Give love to some Psyduck.
And Psyduck is coming to Pokemon Unite.
Oh, you're right.
As a standalone character, it
yes.
does not evolve.
That's even better. Stealth, do you know who one of the which Pokemon was in the running for mascot before Pikachu was? One of the ones in the running for mascot?
Clefairy.
There was that, and there was also Poliwhirl. And I like Poliwhirl.
Yeah.
He should get more love.
He was featured prominently in the Adventures manga.
Yes. I have that on my shelf right here. In my virginity quarter, as my friends say that.
But yeah, Biba, Psyduck is coming to unite as a supporter. And he's got like a headache mechanic too.
That is very good. But yeah, we do love a Psyduck around here. I actually think, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a video talking about like which Pokemon is available in like every Pokemon game, and I believe the two are Psyduck and Magnemite. You can get the Psyduck line and Magnemite line in basically every base Pokemon game, which is pretty neat. I do like both of those. I fucking love Psyduck and Magnemite. Magnemite. Magnezord. Bump, 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 bump.
This is a rare complaint for me because I don't super care about the shinies a lot, but
Yeah.
like the Magneton shiny going into the Magnezone shiny, it's like a huge downgrade.
Like Magnezone has a worse shiny than its predecessors.
Yeah. The only thing that changes in the Magnezone shiny is the eye color,
Oh, that is unfortunate.
whereas like Magneton has a completely different tint to its whole metallic body.
Don't get me wrong, I love seeing a bunch of sparkles whenever I throw out my Pokemons, but when Shiny's not having like major and clear color differences, which should be like just the fucking baseline we're
Bare
working
minimum,
with, yeah, exactly, is kind of a ripoff considering how like rare they're supposed to. Like, okay, we're going to think about this from the perspective of a Pokemon dev who is like, no, we're not intending you to hunt shiny. We're not intending you to shiny hunt. These are just going to be a special surprise if you draw the right odds, right? Even then, what that means is that if a player not shiny hunting, just going through the game, finds a shiny, there is a chance it's one of them that isn't a particularly interesting palette swap. And thus,
So they
like,
have no idea.
well, no, they'll know because of like the sparkles and like assuming they're not a kid who doesn't know about shinies, like they'll know because it'll do like the whole bubble, you know, whatever. But like that means like their 1 in 8,000 odd shiny that they get is like a boring fucking like just like shaded version of a normal Pokemon,
Yeah.
which is
Its eye color's different.
Exactly.
Good job.
which is arguably worse, right? Because if you're shiny hunting, then it's like, yeah, it's bullshit.
Like
You
the
had
Order Pikachu. Yeah.
it's bullshit that you spent so long getting like this one Pokemon that doesn't even look that different. It's almost worse when you got the one shiny you'll get for an entire playthrough or two, and it's just like this almost looks identical to the normal one. So because
It's always a letdown.
it's like you won the lottery, but then like they were just like, and the winnings this month is $1.
Dollar. Yeah.
Slightly
Uh-oh.
different dollar. And it's just like,
You can only spend it at this store.
Exactly.
Across the city.
Exactly.
I don't.
This is a shitty
that's
lottery.
okay.
Yeah. So even in like the most intended vanilla version of Pokemon, that it almost makes the identical shinies even worse. So. But then again, you know, if we want to talk about GameCube not doing a good job, then we could be here all day.
About who?
I said GameCube, Game Freak. I meant
Yeah.
Game Freak. Well, we'll see. Have they said anything about the next Pokemon game or no?
I mean, you talking about ZA?
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
There's been no news,
You-
which is concerning to say the least.
I mean, was there much news about Arceus before it came out? Like after
Yeah,
the announcement? Or no?
It had more of a news cycle than this game.
Uh-oh. That's all we know. Well, hopefully they polish it a bit more. Yeah, it's Skull on Stealth. Even if I didn't have some kind of critique about the, like, you know, the whole game aspect of Legends Arceus, from what I've seen, the time travel plot infuriates me on levels that can only be matched by the Werehog. Like, you know, like it didn't have to be time travel. Like we can just do a period piece for Pokemon. Why is that insane? Why would that be an insane thing to do? You were so close. You were so close, Game Freak, but you've angered me.
And why does it have to trample on existing lore?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Why did we need Overquill? Why did we need Overquill?
You tell me right now why we needed Overquill? At least, you know, credit to Arceus. At least the fucking past versions of Pokemon make sense there. That being a kind of thing in Scarlet and Violet also makes me angry there. I'm just like, oh, this is like what I didn't want from Megas, and now I miss Megas. So these are just like whatever kind of redesigns of existing Pokemon.
Granted, some of them were okay. Like, I don't hate Cleavor.
No, but Cleaver was Legends. It wasn't Scarlet and Violet. It's not a paradox
you're
form.
talking about. Oh shit!
Yeah,
I
I'm
forgot
talking about.
that was even the thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yes. And I hate that they're counted as different species. Like, honestly, hot take: paradox forms are worse than Ultra Beast, and I will actually stand firm on this because at least Ultra Beast is just like, look, a weird alien not Pokemon from another dimension. Paradox form is just like, look, a robot Gallade, and it's just like, wait, why though?
Okay, for that very limited reason, I'm going to agree with you.
Like, you know, like I know you are like, fuck the Ultra Beast, but at the very least their designs are working for the purposes intended, and they are different species of Pokemon, you know, like they are different creatures, whereas paradox form is just like weird idea whatever designs. So and then they take up Pokedex entries too. So so yeah, not fantastic. But they are bringing Megas back with ZA, so Mega fans rejoice. Stealth's not one of you. I just remember.
No, hey, no, it's fine because it's a single player game.
That's fair. That is true.
Like, I don't care if Megas exist in an area where like they won't affect a competitive meta.
You know what's even more, okay, I'm sorry, I have to say this. You know what's even more insane about paradox forms? They could have been Megas. Like, there's no reason any of those couldn't have been Megas. Would they be like weirdly themed and dichotomized? Yes. But would they just be also Megas? Also, yes. Like, who asked for feral Jigglypuff? I'm not trying to be old man yells at cloud. I'm just saying, it's just when I was talking about, I think I was talking before about, you know, like, I like simple focused things, and Pokemon having gimmicks like that is not simple or focused. So it's not simple or clean, frankly. Go on, Stealth.
I was just gonna say it's symptomatic of a larger issue with recent Pokemon designs, where it's just like they latch onto a theme, and then they forget that they're designing a creature that exists in a world and that's supposed to either appear cool or cute.
Yeah. But it was the way they're making me feel tonight. Thank you, Kingfisher. Yeah. Honestly, I thought this since I was a kid. I was like, I would like them to not just add Pokemon. I would like it if they made the games where it's like you go to a new region with a bunch of existing Pokemon. That would be great.
Which they do.
Which games?
Huh?
Which games?
Oh, you meant like just existing Pokemon.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Not add any new.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't necessarily need to go to Kanto again, but like I would like them to, instead of like just making new Pokemon for a new game, be like, hey, let us expand upon the Pokemon world we have built. You know what I mean? So.
I mean, I guess that's where like spin-offs come into.
To a degree, yeah.
Play.
Like, I know I think we've talked before, it's like, you're like, I don't need Pokemon for story, and I agree for that. But, like, I'm just saying, in, like, that you could remix it in interesting ways, in the way that, like, randomize, like, you know, basically make first party Pokemon randomizers. So it's just like, hey, you're starting out in this new region, and the moment you step out your door, you get a fucking Larvitar, because that's what's on Route 1 here. So now your first Pokemon is fucking Tyranitar. So congratulations on that. Great job.
Yeah, I mean,
Go
they
on.
really haven't made like spin-off, like any spin-offs in a while, because let's not forget, Legends is a main series game.
It is? That's wild.
Yeah.
Mary Spig, yeah. So again, I'm not trying to be like, you can simplify. I'm not angry Game Freak. I'm just disappointed in that. I'm not even asking them to be like, stop it. I'm like, slow down. Like, just take a minute. Think about it for just a minute. You make like $2 trillion a year. You can take a minute to think and be like, what are we doing here? Like, goodness, my guy.
We do have a fucking mystery dungeon. Let's go ahead and give them red and blue again. They'll like that, right?
Yeah. Like, you could make so many versions of like the Pokemon game with the simple premise of these like 500 creatures, and I know that's like half the Pokedex now, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like a limited number of pre-existing Pokemon in a new region with the context of battling and catching, and that would be it. Like, you could still make a new, cool, interesting game with that, but they keep being like, no, always expanding, never stopping. Okay, I'm actually gonna call it here just because I'm having trouble with this hair. I know we didn't do a lot, but keep in mind I'm trying to make like I'm trying to make a quality illustration here, and even though we're gonna be coloring this, I still want the line art to look good. So I'm just gonna call it so that way tomorrow I can come back rested with a full belly and draw some good hair and background. But yeah, like. I still have a lot. We talked about this with Smash, right? It's like I still love Pokemon because I still own the Pokemon I had as a kid, right? Like, I have a dozen Pokemon games that exist the way they did when I played them the first time, and I like them. Like, I can go out and get like Ultra Sun and Moon because I liked Generation 7, and I haven't played those games, so like it's fine. But, like, in terms of just concern for property, I'm like, hey, Pokemon, please. Yeah. Oh, I just realized. I just brought up the Twitch app live on my thing.
Twitch.
Let's everyone. I'm thinking about playing League of Legends. What do you think? How long has Aiden? Death. Your Honor, League of Legends. Death! Nikki, what are you doing there? See you. No, we're reading Zaid. I love Zaid. I can knock Zaid and let him know I'd like to collab right now. Oh, and he's playing Wind Waker. Kick.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask what Catman was doing.
He's being Catman, who we all love. So
on the high seas.
Exactly. I've said this before, but honestly, if I made a game, I'd want it to be like with my characters and be some kind of cross between like Wind Waker and Sea of Thieves. I think that would be real cool. Wind Waker legitimately has some cool sailing mechanics. It is nothing to sneeze at. It's just still not my, my perfect pirate game that I'm always looking for. But anyway. Thanks, y'all, for joining me today. Thanks for all the raid and support. Means a lot. And we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully seeing if we can finish up the line work for this. I know I was taking my good old time with this, but again, I was trying to get everything right, and hopefully the background won't require as much attention. But yeah, I'll see you around. Bye!